The brand new Gareth Edwards film with John David Washington, The Creator, is now out, and we went to go see it last night. Now, the early reactions for it came out and were stunning. Like, some people calling it the next installment of the all-time great sci-fi classics. Many calling it maybe the best film of the year, or at least one of the best films of the year. And it all got me pretty excited because I saw the preview for it at CinemaCon back in April. I wasn't all that thrilled, but then the latest trailer really got me into it. Went to go see it last night. Okay, I won't bury the lead. Here's the basics of it. It ain't one of the new all-time great classic sci-fi films. And I personally don't think it's going to end up in the top 5 films of the year. But The Creator is a very good movie. Like, I don't agree with the real big hype that it's got, but it is a solid, makes you think, makes you feel entertaining movie that by the end of it, you know, Ray and I were there with his sister, my wife, Anne, who by the end of it was just, as she would define it, ugly crying. So it's emotional. It does what some good sci-fi does. It makes you ask deeper questions. It doesn't make any of the answers obvious or clear. You know, it really makes you think and wonder, you know, and a lot of people said, wow, this is a really relevant thing considering, you know, the topic of AI. Really, at the end of the day, this movie's not about AI. AI more becomes representative of something else. Like, there's always, in our human experience, to us, there's always the other. In this case, they just made the other AI. I honestly didn't find it asking very many deep questions about AI. It was really more deeper questions about our human condition, which I thought was quite interesting. The best thing I can say about this thing is the visuals in this movie are amazing. You know, it really reminded me a lot of District 9, because when District 9 came out, you know, we would look at it and say, how much did they make this movie for? About $800. Okay. Why does it look so perfect? And all the visual effects, and there's a lot of visual effects in this movie, they look perfect and flawless. And I looked at this movie like, how did they make this movie for $80 million? When Fast X is being made for $350 million, how did they make this movie for $80 million? I don't know. John David Washington, phenomenal.
Yeah.
John David Washington was really phenomenal. Strong when he had to be strong, vulnerable when he had to be vulnerable, flawed when the story needed the character to be flawed. And the kid is Alfie. The little robot you see in the commercials says, well, I guess we're the same. You're not going to heaven because you're not a good person, and I'm not going to heaven because I'm not a person. It's like, like in the trailer, that's a good scene. In the movie, with context, even better. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of this video, Vessi. Now, like me, I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of Vessi, the shoe that claims to be incredibly comfortable and waterproof on top of that. Well, these claims are really interesting to me because as a Canadian who walked around in a lot of snow, and as somebody who likes to go camping and hiking with his wife on the weekends, there's nothing more uncomfortable and horrible than walking around in wet feet. So after receiving my first pair of Vessis and noticing how incredibly good looking the shoes are and how mind-boggling comfortable and flexible they are, the first thing I did was I took them into the backyard to put it to the supreme waterproof test and dipped my feet in my pool. Guys, my feet were bone dry, and like 20 seconds after having them in the pool and I touched them, the shoes themselves were also bone dry. Guys, seriously, these shoes are stupidly comfortable, they look great, and they absolutely lived up to the claim of being waterproof and keeping my feet dry. I absolutely love my Vessi shoes. So guys, if you want shoes that are good looking, are ridiculously comfortable, and on top of all that waterproof, you need to head to vessi.com/Campea and get yourselves a pair today. Go to vessi.com/Campea and get shoes for your best summer yet. So look, there are some logic problems in the movie. It's like, wait a minute. If this is this, then how come that can possibly be that? I'm not going to say what they are, but there's a few of those things and some character decisions that are completely inconsistent with the characters or what a normal logical person would do. And so some of that takes away from it a little bit. Again, that's why I think it's being a little bit overhyped. But still, at the end of the day, this is a movie I have no problem recommending to people. I'm probably going to see it at least one more time in theaters. I quite liked it. Ray, you had a chance. You were there watching it with me.
Yeah.
What did you think about the creator?
Did you know that John David Washington is Denzel Washington?
Yeah, I've heard that.
I did not know that.
Look. From the very beginning, when we meet the AI in this, it reminded me, if anyone's played that game Strays, the cat game,
Right.
the very first robot you meet in there, it looked exactly like one of the robots. It had the short circuit head. I was blown away by the visuals on this. Like, I don't have a big sci-fi movie library because I'm just getting into sci-fi now. But this is one of the best sci-fi movies I've seen, I think. For me, I mean, you're right about the logic problems. We were standing outside and we were talking about them. And I brought some up just to laugh about it, but it didn't take away from me liking or loving this movie.
Right.
I thought it was great. Everyone did a great job. Side characters did a great job. There was just so much atmosphere there that your eyes couldn't be taken off of the screen when they showed like those big pan outs of the cities. You're like trying to look for every little thing that they put, because there's villages that you see and you see a big building, but if you look to the right, there's like a smaller building that's just as beautiful.
They did not overlook the details.
Yeah,
they always paid close attention to the details. And made everything feel real and lived in.
Yeah, so I felt a lot of emotion in this at the end too. So yeah, I think everyone should go see it, find out for themselves. It's a good movie.
And by the way, I caught her in the trailer. I'm like, really? I forget the name of the actress. She won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress in I, Tonya. She's most known for West Wing, playing Claudia Jean, CJ. In
Janney?
West Wing.
Yeah, Jenny.
Allison Janney?
Yeah, she's in it. And she's really good. Like, she's really good in this. Anyway, guys, so yeah, overall, do I think this is a top 5 movie of the year? I don't. But do I think it's really good and it's completely worth your time to go see? Absolutely. I quite enjoyed The Creator. Hey, guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show Podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.